Welcome back to Nails by Sora. I hope you're all doing well. Per usual, I'm starting this really late. It is 12:03 in the morning. In truth, I started this a while ago. My intention was to just pop off my last manicure and start with a new set. Unfortunately, it would not pop off. I attached them a little too well, even with the peel off base. So I had to do a complete removal again. But in doing so, I noticed a mark down here, which I suspect was the start of a greenie, which I'm not happy about. In the 2.5 years since I've been doing my own nails, I've never once had a greenie, and I don't know how that happened, because even with putting on the tips, I had layers of base on beforehand, and there was no break, there was no trapped water, there was no lifting. So I don't know how that happened, but I got a little too zealous with trying to remove the product, and I managed to put a little hole in my natural nail. Thankfully, not all the way down to the matrix. So that's just going to have to grow out. And now I have a new set of nails on. And I made this one a little bit too short. I don't understand, because I bought these tips back about 1.5 years ago. I've used them only once before, but I remember them being quite long. The first time, well, the only other time I used them, I had trouble using my hands with them because they were quite long, but I guess they were just quite long in relation to how long I had my nails to that point, because this nail is still a little bit, I put it down like around here, not down at the cuticle line, but if I had put it down at the cuticle line, it would have been the same length as my natural nail, a little bit longer. And these are supposed to be medium ovals. So I don't know what's going on, but these, I put them all about 1/4 of an inch, maybe an inch up the nail to have some more length, because I was really looking for long ovals. And this one I just put down a little bit too close to the cuticle line. So I think going forward, I'm just going to let these grow out. And then I will shape them however I want on, with any given manicure, because I would like to go back and forth with different shapes and play around a little bit more, because I usually just do almond lately, because that's become my shape of choice. So we'll see what happens going forward, but I'm really tired of doing full removals. So if I can't get the pop-off method to work the way I want it to, then I'm just going to keep on shaping and reshaping the nails that I have on, and then do full removals when it's necessary. So that being said, let's get into the manicure, which I'm sure all of you have seen these 3D flowers that have been going around. So I wanted to do something similar. The hibiscus, I want a full 3D hibiscus on one nail, and then I was thinking about doing just some leaves coming in from the corners, and then some abstract shapes and maybe some 3D wavy lines. We'll see. But I really wanted to do a peach ombre. Unfortunately, I don't really have jelly peaches, which is really what I want to play around with. This is more of an orange, and I'm not really into the orange. This is peach, but it's a fully opaque peach. And then we have this one from Artistic Signature, Mythmillo, which is really pretty, but once again, this is somewhat opaque. And then we have our peach nude from Madame Glam. So I think I'm going to maybe thin this out with some base and use this one and see how it looks. And then if I feel it needs to be a little bit more opaque, then I'll probably go in with one of the other colors. Let me see what this looks like on the nail first. I haven't put on my base coat yet, so I'm going to do one coat. And then I can wipe it off and put on some base. Yeah, it's a little orange for my liking. I mean, it is orange, but... All right, let's move on to the Bliss. I mean, I've used the Bliss a lot. You can use this as a base and then use the orange. Well, no, I wouldn't be using the orange for the flowers because I'll be using 3D gel for that. Okay, let me get the base on. I think I'm gonna go with the Bliss. Maybe. Let's look at Myth Millow. That's pretty. So I could do the Bliss, thin out the Bliss and use that as the first coat, and then do the radial ombre that I want to do with the Myth Millow. Okay, so I took about 2 large dollops of Madam Glam base coats, and then just whatever was on the wand of the Bliss. And we're gonna see what this looks like. So I want the tips to still be somewhat transparent. You're gonna stay there, right? Yes. And then I need Perfect. My liner brush so that I can pull it around the cuticle and smooth it out. And then we're gonna cure it. And now we're just going to apply it to the rest of our fingers or our nails. We don't want to apply it to the fingers. Okay, so we're gonna get into some more 3D work. Lately, the bane of my existence. Although these nails were the bane of my existence. I saw this wonderful technique. It's called the glass technique, where you fold in a color into your clear, and then when you're rolling it out, you get that border of clear clear gel around the color. So I want to use, oh, Jesus, I forgot to do the ombre. I'm just jumping ahead here. Okay, so let's ring it back in a bit because we're going to do the radial ombre. So I'm going to do, I don't have my, my Blossom gel here. So I'm just going to use base coat to help it spread. And all I'm going to do is take some of the color and dot it into the center of the nail so that it spreads. And I can help it along a little bit with my brush. But but I don't want to create swirls or anything. I just want to let it spread on its own. Would have been nice if I had actually put it in the center of the nail. I want to bring it up at least as far as my natural nail so it kind of camouflages it. All right, I think I like that. It's even, there's no ripples or lumps or anything. I'm just being a bit of a perfectionist right now. All right, I am going to pop this in the lamp and then I'm going to do the rest of my nails. All right, so we have our blush ombre, our peach ombre. I did go over it with another coat of the Bliss, the thinned out, for lack of a better word, Bliss, but it covered too much of the sparkle. I didn't like it, so I wiped it off. So now we are going to go into the UV, the 3D gel. So I'm going to take a spatula. Why is this so dirty? I'm going to take out 5 pieces. See, the problem is my other hand. No, that's dirty. So taking a little bit of alcohol, I'm just going to thin it out a little bit, flatten it. And now we're going to take some peach We're going to take even less. We're going to put it into the center. Bear in mind, I have not done this before. All right. So now we're going to attempt to roll them into each other. Just going to fold it over. And then roll a ball. And now I'm aware that each ball is a slightly different size, but we're going to take one and put it on my thumb. And then we're just going to use some alcohol to shape it. Just going to pinch a little bit off because it's a bit large. And then push in the sides to create a rippled effect. I feel like I need a smaller silicone tool, but one that is shaped like that one. Trying to move it over a little bit because it should be closer to this one. I'm going to cure this before I put in the other two petals. I want to put something in the center. Okay, I have these gold baubles, caviar beads that are part of the flowers that come with it. So I'm going to find a little tray that does not have stuff in it already, because heaven forbid I should clean up after myself. Those are silver. Oh, well, there's some gold in there too. Okay, so I'm going to take a gold, and I don't have enough gel in the center to push it in, so I'm going to use some base coat. I want to put in some accent lines in the center of the flower. I've now got pieces of nail that are glued to the top, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I'm going to end up going over it with clear anyway. But I want to take my liner brush and then just drop some of this deeper coral in to accent the center. So I'm just going to go from the center and drag out. I think I want to loosen it up a bit. It's a little opaque. All right, so I'm not going to finish off this nail just yet. All it needs is a top coat, but I want to move on to the next nail, which has a hair on it. Are we surprised? All right, so I want to cut this piece down a little bit. This flower is quite a bit larger than I had intended. Okay, moving on to something other than flowers. I'm going to clean off this gel. I'm going to take a long liner brush. I'm we're going to do wavy lines on my pointer finger. All right, so I've matte top coated my final 2 accent nails because I want to go in with some chrome. And in order to do that, I need to go and put down a no wipe top coat. So, and then obviously I'm going to chrome, so I don't want it to stick to any areas other than where I want it to actually go. So this is becoming a very incoherent video. I apologize. But this is going to be kind of just abstract circles. So I think on my middle finger, because it's larger, I'm going to do the 2 semicircles, if you can call them that, wavy line circles. And I want to try to build them up a little bit in profile. So there's one, and the other one will come down from the top. All right, so I'm going to cure this for 25 seconds. And now I'm going to take my gold chrome powder and do I want to use an eyeshadow applicator? I think so. And we just want to rub it into the surface. And then I'm going to take a different eyeshadow applicator that hopefully hasn't been used with a little bit of acetone. And I'm just going to go around it and try to get off all the excess. So now what I want to do is I want to go over it again with some base. So that I can seal it in and then I can wipe down the whole nail and get the residue off. I am truly hating my life right now. Thankfully, it all spilled out onto my counter, but I really want to finish this manicure already. I'm gonna clean this up and finish off this hand, do my right hand, and then we will recap. Okay, cleaned up. What I want to do now is I want to go into the center of these abstract circles, put some base coat, because I want to lay in some of the gold beads. And I wasn't going to use the base coat, I was going to use gel, charm gel, which I have sitting right next to me, but for some reason I decided to grab the base, because apparently it's all about the base, about the base, about the base. All right, let's see if we can get some without knocking it over. Do we like the gold or do we want pearls? Definitely like the pearls better. All right, so once again, 3:30 in the morning, and I'm finally finishing. I think going forward, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my left hand off camera first, and then I will redo it on my right hand, my non-dominant hand, or rather my dominant hand for you, so that I work out all the kinks, I know what I want to do, and then it's easier and faster for me to do it again, because this hand went a lot easier, a lot faster than this hand. And I mean, that's how it always goes. You do something, you get used to it, you learn how to do it, it becomes easier. So that being said, that's going to end this video. This is truly the most out there manicure I've ever done on myself. I just went in and did some finish filing of my cuticles, because when you go in around the cuticles with 3D elements, it's very hard to get the top coat in there to finish off the nails. And I tend to get some flooding, as I'm sure other people do. So it's always better just to do some cleanup at the end to make sure that you're not going to have product lifting and taking care of that flooding. That being said, I do need to now go in with some cuticle oil, which I will use. I will use my Cuccio that I got at school. And I'm going to bid a fond adieu and good night and spend some time with my cats, who are very upset that I've ignored them once again for an entire evening. Let me know what you think of this set, if it's completely outrageous, if it's something that you would love to play around with, if it's something that you have played around with and you enjoy. Let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you again so much for stopping by, and if you've made it this far, leave a flower emoji down below, and I will see you soon.